People who post NSFW pics on Reddit, have you ever been approached by a fan? If so, how did it go? A friend from high school, who I knew of but didn't know, DM'd me on Facebook letting me know that there was a website dedicated to identifying GW girls. They had most of my pictures, my full name, my hometown, state, and college. That was like 5 years ago and I haven't posted to GW since. I owe her a lot. Hijacking this comment for a PSA to anyone who posts anything NSFW on Reddit, even text stories. There are multiple websites out there that use automated bots to scrape content posted to Reddit and display it off-site, and often that includes attempts to dox the poster behind the content. I had a friend who didn't even post nudes, just stories on r/Gonwild stories, and she found that her posts were almost immediately, in a matter of hours after submitting, appearing on other porn sites under her username. She had a profile page created of her and everything, linking to all the stuff she'd posted that was stolen from Reddit and archived on other websites. The takeaway here is that once you submit any NSFW content to a public site like Reddit, it's no longer under your control. You can delete the posts, take down the pics, even delete your account, and that content will persist forever on other websites. I used to post NSFW pics on Tumblr. About a year after I deleted it, some girls at work found the pictures and sent them to everyone at my work. I had to have a very awkward conversation with my manager. Edit, to answer a couple of questions, the girls did get a talking to and had their probationary period extended, but nothing really came of it. My manager spoke to me about it, but I didn't get in trouble. I think the main reason she did was because she found out before I did and she thought I should know. The pictures had been reposted on other sites etc., so I'm assuming they found them on one of those. Didn't really feel like asking them where they found them. I came across a girl on Tinder that I recognized from r/Gonwild. Turns out she lives somewhere in my neighborhood. I swiped right and got kind of obsessed with her for like a day, but refused to DM her on Reddit about it. If she comes across my Tinder profile and likes what she sees, then it was meant to be. Most grown-up comment of this thread, likely. Agreed. I don't so much see it as being a good boy as I do someone trying to be a decent human being, which is severely lacking these days. He has a point. If it's gonna happen, it'll happen, and if not, oh well. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't approach her on Reddit either. He's already taken that step on Tinder. Doing it here on top of that might come off creepy and on the stalker side. Best to play it cool with dignity and respect rather than humiliation and arrogance. Just my opinion. I kinda hope this ends up with some fairy tale ending and he comes back to post in a few years or whatever talking about how they did in fact hook up, eventually got married/moved in together or whatnot and now have kids and shit. Good luck, man. I used to sell my underwear, socks and stuff online during my college years. I hardly ever met with clients but met this guy, let's call him Jim, a couple of times in a coffee shop to hand him the package because we lived in the same city. Super quick transaction, hi, thanks, have a good one. All was fine. Happened maybe 3 to 4 times. Always the same order. Fast forward to a couple years later, I was invited to a job interview. Got there, met the CEO and we talked for a bit. Everything went great. I met a couple of other people and everyone seemed utterly lovely. At the end of the interview, CEO tells me to wait a bit because he wants me to meet the head of my future department. Well, Jim walks in. I probably wouldn't have recognized him if he hadn't acted all weird and pretty much fled the room after like 30 seconds of awkward staring. I got a call later from him today. He apologized and said that he was looking forward to working with me. I ended up taking another offer. Still get texts from him from time to time asking if I'd still sell him stuff though. So, yeah, that was fun. I happened to meet someone who showed me a list of his 4 favorite NSFW Tumblr blogs he followed. Mine was on the list. I am not sure if he actually recognized it was mine, and I didn't reveal the fact on my own. I used to post maybe 5 or 6 years ago. A friend of mine on Facebook warned me he'd come across my photos on a separate forum. People had taken them from Reddit and posted them on a forum dedicated to doxing women. They had my first and last name, and names of places, bars, etc. I commonly visited. I had to change up my entire life because I was terrified of being murdered or raped. Edit: I edited this into a comment further down, but adding here to dissuade the crazy theories. I went back to look at the Facebook message. It's been 5 years, so I didn't remember details. He knew about it because they were extorting his sister for $500 to take down her photos. So he was looking in the "our area" thread to see if he recognized anyone else to warn. It has been taken down. There's a website like that based on random girls in the UK, not ones who have sexual photos. Creeps post requests asking for a specific thing, e.a. girls from blank town, and then the girl's photos and details will be posted without her knowledge. My city was put up there and the police got involved. It was disgusting. I live in the US, but a few years ago a friend of mine sent me a screenshot of some forum where men seek out photos like you're talking about. They had posted a totally normal photo I had shared on social media, and they used my full name and city where I lived, asking if anyone had any lewd photos of me. Still gives me the creeps to think about. I stumbled across a girl I knew on Gone Wild. I only figured it out because some items went missing from our work, and later showed up in her pictures. I did not confront her about it. It felt creepy enough that I had figured it out, let alone asking her. I went on a date with someone from a dating site, and while at dinner he proceeds to tell me he recognized me from Gone Wild and that's why he wanted to go out with me. It was very awkward after that, and we didn't have a second date. Edit: some questions answered. Dude said the only reason he wanted to go out with me was because I was on GW, and then proceeded to keep asking questions about it despite me several times trying to change the subject. He didn't ask me anything else about myself and often hinted at wanting to be a part of my pictures. When's the right time to mention seeing your date's nudes? Answer: I feel you could at any time as long as you don't make it a big deal. I'd think around the second or third date and just make it casual or funny depending on the person. Ideally, that person would mention it to you when it started getting serious to see if it made you uncomfortable. Why was it awkward if you posted the nudes? Did he not get a second date because he saw your nudes? Answer: it was awkward because he stated that's why he went out with me and then continued to talk about it despite me being clearly uncomfortable. I was younger then and didn't know how to handle these types of situations, so I just tried to change the subject. Yup. I had my picture/post on r/progresspics go fairly viral. It was on the front page all day, and menschhealth.com reached out for an interview, at a time where I didn't understand how Reddit worked. I used this same account, the one I'm using now, to post my gay porn/nude content on various gay subreddits. It never occurred to me that people who began following my account would now see all that stuff. A couple months after my initial post went viral, I was at a coffee shop here in Salt Lake City when a really nice guy came up to me and told me my weight loss post inspired him to finally tackle his obesity. He also, despite being straight, said I had a beautiful asshole and wished his was like mine. It was an incredibly sweet encounter and I was super happy for him, but I later made a new account for my nudes. I can't say I didn't like the attention, but damn, it was embarrassing. I used to take and post nudes in cosplay. Full-on cosplay smut to satisfy people's fetishes and fantasies. It was fun and I got mildly known in certain niche fandoms, but since I'm not American I was sure nobody would know who I was in real life. Until one day I went to a con wearing one of my latest cosplays and I ran into a group of cosplayers from the same series I was doing. One of the girls went, "Oh, you look like a guy I follow, he'd do nudes and stuff." Funny, right? Like fully thinking it was a coincidence. I later told them that yeah, that was me. Edit, I'm gay. Getting recognized by a girl was not fun since there's not much I can do there. Also yeah, I wish I still had those pics, but they got lost between me changing laptops a lot and Tumblr erasing all adult content. I'm sure somebody must have saved them, but yeah. I had always really struggled with body image stuff and didn't want anyone to look at me for the most part. I found this app called Mobbly, which was essentially Instagram for dick pics. I had lost a few pounds and decided to take a leap into the deep end and post a few things, since I got to control who could see my private pics through a request/accept system. One was a photo of me in my underwear. Someone apparently stole that and posted it on Tumblr. I'm kind of a stocky/fat hairy guy with a beard, so I never imagined that happening, but I met someone at a party weeks later that recognized me from it. He told me he saw me there and I felt sick. I asked him if he remembered where, so he found the post and sent a link, and there I was, face and all, with the camera situated to put my junk all in the viewer's face. It had been reblogged like 700 times already, including by some magazines specific to guys like me apparently. If you like the content, please consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit the like button.